Hey guys, we just wanted to take a couple minutes and share with you a little bit of information and the story behind our song Thirst, which comes from the album What We Long For, released last October. So the story behind this song has some fun elements that go back quite a few years. And for those of you who don't know, Jordan, Kyle, Tyler, and I all attended the same college, and we're in the same degree program for quite a few years together. And I believe it was our freshman year. I think this whole joke started our very first semester in our music theory class with one of our projects. And at the end of the course, every semester we were required to create a new song, and it was supposed to be this whole project. And for whatever reason, we thought the song As the Deer was kind of funny, and so every semester we named it As the Deer. Even if it had absolutely nothing to do with this song, we just named every single one of the projects As the Deer. And Kyle was waving at me behind the camera and said it was him that started that whole joke.
Give all credit to Kyle.
Yeah, so all the credit goes to him. And so it kind of ties in with this song because both of these songs kind of pull from the same passage in Psalm 63, which talks about having this passion and fervor for seeking after the Lord in the same way that a deer searches for water in a dry land. And so the song kind of starts off with that element, reminding us to seek the Lord with that same passion. And then as you move towards a bridge, it shifts toward a more global focus. And Jordan's going to talk a little bit about how that came about in just a minute. Ultimately, the song is such a great reminder of who the Lord is, especially in that second verse. When he's our shelter, we can seek after him. But to have that passion as we long for him, and he should be our greatest desire. And when it comes to tracking the song, it was quite a chore to get it tracked because I had become a teacher and had been teaching and was therefore sick for almost an entire year straight, just about. And so the guys came over
I was very impatient.
Yeah, they wanted to get it done, and so they came to my house at like 9 p.m. I think I had like 3 cups of coffee lined up to get me through the tracking process. Because 9 p.m. is way past my bedtime. And I think I'd heard the song 1 or 2 times before as a scratch recording and one that they had done before with some different friends. And so I just kind of played stuff, and then it turned into this really cool song. And later, I remember playing stuff, and then I came back and listened to it later, and I was like, wait, did y'all add that in, or did I actually play that? They said, no, you actually played that. But it was late, and I obviously did not remember it.
I'm going to have to remember that next time we record anything. I just have to wait till you're sick, it's 9 o'clock, and give you lots of coffee. And apparently...
That's where the cool stuff happens.
That's where the cool stuff happens, and it was really, really cool. A lot of what you played ended up being kind of identifying things throughout the song that really just kind of pulled things together. When I first started working on it, it was all chords, and that's just it. And if you've listened to it, it's a really slow song, so it's just F sharp minor, D, and it didn't really go anywhere. And so your track really, really did add a lot, and it was really, really cool. We weren't able to get to record your vocals till a couple months later though, because you were still sick. And that was actually, I think it was the last tracks that we put into the whole album. We'd been recording the album for what felt like an eternity, and
it was like a year.
It shouldn't have been. The songs are really, really close to being done. It was a weird thing because we had been friends for a while, and I feel old saying I think that was 6-7 years ago now when we were in college. And Kyle, her husband, he wasn't then, but now he is, and coming up and joking about everything, just always the inside joke that this song's called As the Deer. And I was sitting down at the church that I was at, kind of created this coffee shop called Safari Coffee, and if you're ever in the New Kent area, check them out. They're really cool.
And they have good coffee.
They do. They have really great coffee, and all the proceeds go to missions. So I'm sitting in this coffee shop that's got like maps and different things like that on the wall, and I had this like chorus, and it sounds bad that I'm saying like I stole this chorus from a song I wrote a while back, but three words hardly encompass a chorus. Just saying I thirst for you. Oh yeah, I guess it is. For math isn't my strong suit, but we're sitting there, and I started doing this, and this lovely couple, Pat and Tom were there, and I started playing this song, and I had my phone out just to make a quick voice memo of this bridge where it says, let your presence be known. And I just started singing that, and I was like, this is kind of cool, but I was singing it kind of quietly. And I remember she was making coffee, and came over and just said, that was so beautiful. Can you play it again? And it was a moment too where if you watch our song story about the song Holy Spirit, at our church we were going through a time of fasting on Wednesdays, and this was actually on a Wednesday that I was writing this, and she came in and just said, "This is so beautiful. This is," and I was so inspired just to keep writing and finishing it. And soon after that, her husband, actually, who was who's now gone to be with the Lord, accepted the Lord and was baptized at like, I don't even know how old. And it was the coldest water. It was just such a great imagery for me to say, I thirst for you as the deer pants for the water. And this person that kind of inspired this song was baptized. And even though it's kind of disconnected in that, it was just all part of the story where this idea of just God's presence just impacting the earth and moving and bringing revival, not just in our church, not just in our friend group, not just that, but across the earth, that God's presence will be known, that His voice will be heard, that His word will be followed, and that goes. I truly believe that revival happens when people return to the word and return to truth. When we thirst for that truth, when we thirst for God to move in a powerful way, and we thirst for Him, and we thirst for His word, and we obey it. And that's where that song came about, and it was just a really big blessing. And Pat and Tom were instrumental to that song as it kind of came about, and it's been a really cool song. We're really thankful for it. I'm thankful for Alex for really putting life into the song and recording keys and then singing it as well. And she's filmed a video. We got together and we filmed a video of her playing the song, and it's beautiful and it's wonderful. You should, if you can, just check it out. It's going to be in the description, and it's also on our album. It's out now. And again, we're trying to just kind of share a couple more stories and a couple more songs throughout the year. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for joining us.